We want this space to be where you can be accountable for yourself and your actions and be able to say, oh, I'm sorry, or I apologize, and this is what I'm willing to do to correct this.
In tonight's Soul of RVA, we take you to a place created to be a safe space for Black and brown men. You're watching 8 News at 6. I'm Deanna Albritton.
I'm Eric Phillips. This story just in time for Father's Day. It's called Barbershop Conversations, and it's designed to allow participants to open up, sharing what's on their minds and in their hearts. The idea is to give men a chance to move beyond their invisible barriers to a better life. And recently, I got to sit in on one of these gatherings. Particularly in Black and brown communities, the barbershop is a sanctuary. Its patrons, the congregation, full of the gospel of real talk.
All y'all young dudes, you gotta open up. However you feel, you gotta open up about it.
It's that type of environment this meeting of the minds called Barbershop Conversations strives to emulate, right down to the haircuts.
It's testimonies. It's learning to love. It's a community of people learning to gather together and build.
The initiative started in Richmond in January after Julius Edwards' Building Constructive Communities Foundation received a grant to do so.
We just want to provide a space that's safe for men to feel nobody want to be vulnerable and have accountability, right? So we want this space to be where you can be accountable for yourself and your actions and be able to say, oh, I'm sorry, or I apologize, and this is what I'm willing to do to correct this.
Faces in the room ranging from the young to the young at heart, the kind of mentorship that can only happen man to man, the kind that organizers say makes better men.
Man, I'm sorry.
Better fathers out of those who may not have had an example.
I didn't get a hug from my father until I was 22 years old, when I first came home from the military.
So I had to catch that, check myself, make sure that I'm being the dad to him that he need and not being the dad to him that I needed.
For some, it's helping to redefine what it means to be a man.
The society that tells you, you know, you're not a man if financially you're not making this, you can't afford this, you're not doing that.
We want to talk about what's really going on so we can get ahead of it and be able to discuss it and see how we can work together to get it from happening, like the shootings and the killings.
Fighters can't get better unless they have a sparring partner. And we are just becoming sparring partners with everybody in there to be better athletes mentally for the family.
Barbershop Conversations happens on the third Sunday of each month from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Oak Avenue Complex in Henrico. The free gathering includes refreshments, fellowship, and of course lots of conversations. Now, since the third Sunday of this month falls on Father's Day, this weekend's gathering has been moved to Saturday and will feature field day activities. So it promises to be a lot of fun. And again, it is a free gathering. You know, what's so great about this program is it gives these men an opportunity to really open up and speak frankly man to man. And men, period, don't do that very often. And as a Black man, I can say that we certainly don't.
Yeah, well, and it was great to see how open some of the folks were there. I mean, the one person talking about being the father that his son needs and not the one he needed. I mean, those are some really profound insights that must be coming out of this.
While we were there, we talked about projecting things onto our sons and daughters that happen to us and how detrimental that can be. So these conversations really are transformative.
And healing, I'm sure.